Well, good afternoon, good day, and good evening. My name is SYLBOURNE on the SYLBOURNE Show. Well, today I'm going to have a guest, Mr. Leighton Smith, who is going to be talking about the VM Group, which on June the 20th, 2025, will be having their next financial forum tailored to the Jamaican diaspora. And the topic is stronger roots, greater returns. Stronger roots, greater returns. Mr. Leighton Smith is the CEO of VM Finance Limited and Vice President for VM Building, Society Responsibility for the Overseas Offices. And he's going to set it out and he's going to break down as to what this is about and why Jamaicans in the diaspora need to turn up to this, because they have had these forums at many different times, but this one is going to be in Catford in Lewisham, my hometown. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring in Mr. Leighton Smith right after. Mr. Leighton Smith, how are you doing, sir?
I am good, my friend. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. Not bad, not bad.
Well, I love the intro there, man.
Thank you so much for that. Well, I'm inspired by yourselves. You know what I mean? You got to come up to top level when you have VM group. You know, you got to make sure it's top level because got persons watching, especially in Jamaica, by the name of Sir Campbell.
It is quite a bit of persons. Definitely will be watching. But it's good to be here with you and your listeners and your viewers as well.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Well, there's a colleague of yours sometimes say when they ask him where he's in the base, where is he based, and he says on the internet, sometimes all over the world. And I noticed that you're for overseas offices. You don't have to tell me where you are, but are you on the internet or where are you?
Well, I'm right in my office in London, sitting right here in Brixton, so I'm good. But I'm also on the internet. Yeah, sometimes I have to search for myself as well.
Search for yourself as well. Well, listen, as usual, and I've been involved with your different forums when you guys come into the UK, when you're in the UK, but when the forum for the diaspora. Tell us about the 20th of June, this financial forum, Stronger Roots, Greater Generations.
Yeah. As you have shared, SYLBOURNE, for quite some time, we have always had our tour of the United Kingdom, particularly when our group president and CEO visits, that's Courtney Campbell. Yeah. And what we have decided to do this time is to change it up a little bit. In the sense that we have not gone to the usual locations that we visit, Brixton, Tottenham, for example, or Birmingham. But this time we're just hosting one financial forum, that is, and we're going, as you said, at your side of town, because there's a strong contingent of Jamaicans there. And what we're trying to do is to focus on our people. So again, we're looking at, the stronger roots and the greater returns. We all have the commonality of our heritage, and that is there indicated by the word roots, and how it is, therefore, we want greater returns from our home country. So what we're trying to do is through this forum where we have the president and also the head of the building society will be here. That is Paul Elliott. We'd have our group CFO. So you're talking a man who knows about financial management. That is Frederick Williams. And also we have our deputy CEO and head of our treasury group department. That is Brian Fraser. He's deputy CEO of VM Wealth Management. So you're having someone who is going to talk about the whole fact of savings. We have individuals on the ground who know about property and funding property. And you also have someone who is able to talk about investments. And Courtney himself is a man that can speak across a range of topics.
Will my friend, will Rez be there, my friend?
Well, not Rez this time, but Rez is second, who is Brian. So so Brian will be here because it's important that we do talk about how it is that we can, as you have seen for yourself, turn our income, whatever income and wherever we earn that income, into viable assets. So on June 20th, as you said, we're going to be at the Lewisham Town Hall, SE6 for RU, from as early as 6 p.m. persons can come because we're starting 6:30 on time, and we're going to be sharing insights with individuals as to how it is that they can get, this financial freedom, the financial well-being we're talking about by looking at Jamaica for that opportunity.
So one of the first things which I put up there is some of what people are expecting clear steps to turn your UK income into Jamaican assets. So therefore, you guys are coming here to, give Chancellor Reeves some problem. You want to take money out of
No,
UK?
no. What it is that we have seen, and I'm sure you remember seeing this in a little bit after COVID, where particularly third and fourth generation Jamaicans, they were looking for opportunities, whether it's going to come through, property acquisition, whether it's going to come through wealth diversification. A lot of individuals, for example, they never looked at Jamaica being a place where they could have their second home. And, they have realized that based on their objectives, whether and also the time horizon that they have and their risk appetite in terms of what they're looking for and how they want to invest, then we have curated, as it were, certain products and services that are available to them back home in Jamaica that they will be able to have a discussion with the individuals who are presenting so that they can have this clear idea as to how it is that whatever income they're earning, whether it's here, whether it's international, whether it's in a different country, that is, then they can look towards how it is that they can achieve that, financial freedom. So again, when you're looking at Jamaican assets, you have to really begin to look at what you're looking for. Again, whether it's real estate, savings, business, something that we've seen, SYLBOURNE, is quite a bit of third and fourth generation Jamaicans. They're actually starting businesses back home. The skills that they have acquired here, they're going back home. They're, starting their business, offering employment, and creating wealth for themselves. So it depends on what the person is looking for.
And you know what? There's a company, a business place, which is beyond the town hall where you guys are going to be. And I mentioned it to him that you're going to get some flyers there. And he said, yes, I really need to talk to them. Because I got some plans back home because he shipped things over here. Crackers and bread, Captain Bread, he brings them over here. And he's definitely interested. So, that's a powerful thing as well. The second thing also is you mentioned about real world success stories from Jamaicans who already did it. Is that you guys are going to do some presentation of some persons?
Well, we have one and two individuals who will be there who would, share their success as to what it is that they have done and how they have actually done it.
Yes.
You yourself know of some of these individuals who have gone back home and they have really started their business back home and they are doing particularly very well. Some of them will be virtual, speaking of what they have done.
Okay.
So it would be good for individuals to hear those stories as well, to see the practicality of it and what can
and the best practices as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And the third one is straight answers on property savings and stock opportunities at home. That's another area.
Yeah, one of the things is that we have learned that the presentations are good, but it's more of a conversation. So individuals want their questions to be answered. So the presentations are going to be very concise, and therefore individuals get a lot of time to ask their questions. So it's going to be highly interactive from the experts who are visiting from Jamaica, who would have, key information and insights. Individuals who you may not necessarily get to speak to very often. You'll have that opportunity to go with them one-on-one.
And number 4, a network of like-minded professionals ready to share ideas. That's another section there.
Individuals like you and me who will be there. Who again, the average person may not necessarily get the access to us as frequently. But what you also find is that you'll have others who have done this, who are part of our customer base, who we have asked and invited to come along and, so that they can speak freely as well as to what it is that they have accomplished and how it is it can be done.
Definitely. And this is a bit which you started a bit on, securing your family's future back in Jamaica. But just elaborate on this about securing your family's future back in Jamaica.
Security can mean different things for different people. So, and you know this as well, whether it's going to be, as we often say, financial independence, whether it's going to be having a solid education, whether it's going to be, overall general wealth, or sometimes it's just simply home ownership. The fact is, whatever it means to you, have to think of who it is that you're securing it for. Are you securing it for your parents who are back home? Are you securing it for siblings? Are you securing it for the children? Or even future generations? It all starts with building, that sustainable financial base. That's just reality. And in building the sustainable financial base, what we're telling individuals to do is to look back, look at Jamaica, look at where it has come so far and the opportunities that exist there. Time and time again, because from where I sit, for example, as you shared at the outset, I have responsibility for the overseas offices. So what I'm seeing is not only Jamaicans in different jurisdictions who are purchasing back home, but you also have friends of Jamaica. We call them friends of Jamaica because they're particularly interested in the opportunity that Jamaica offers, given all the infrastructure that is in place in our island, as we call it, the Rock. And therefore, if they're availing themselves of these opportunities, how much more so we who are, Jamaicans, whether it's by birth or by heritage, why not we avail ourselves of these opportunities? There will be several engagements that we are participating in during the visit of our executives. And some of the discussions that we're participating in, there will be, some private and of course some public, as this forum would be. But I'm sharing that even in some of the private discussions, what we are seeing is individuals who are coming forward to us and say, hey, I'm interested in putting in a development, for example, property development, because of all the road infrastructure that's taking place, because of where Jamaica is primarily located. There are a lot of persons who are interested in tourism. There's a whole fact that right now, for example, there are not enough rooms. As we know, within the industry, if there are not enough rooms and there are more persons who are willing to build now, then what does it mean is going to happen? It means that we're going to, from a business perspective, try to, capitalize and get a piece of that. So, hey, come.
So ladies and gentlemen,
one-on-one.
So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica is shooting off. I mean, so much things are happening in Jamaica, great development, and of course with Victoria Mutual. So you're now in Catford and Lewisham, and this is south, you got north, you got west. What you're saying, it's a convocation. You want all roads to lead to Lewisham on the 20th next week.
On the 20th. Come to Lewisham. It's centrally located. I mean, when I visited the location, I was like, wow, there's so many bus routes that come here, and the train station was right there. I can't see why SYLBOURNE loves it. But the reality is that, we're hosting one event now, and it's a kickstart to the other discussions that we'll have later on during the course of the year. But now is the time when you come and get this information and share with us, in terms of some of the hurdles and challenges that you Jamaicans they are facing, and to see how it is then that we, through our institution, this noble institution that's over 145 years old, can be of assistance.
Yes. So, and definitely, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the numbers below there. Let me put the number below where you can.
I can tell you again, 02077386799. But again, too, it will be good to register. But if you're unable to register, then please just still come along.
How big is the suite to hold? How many persons?
I think up to 200.
Got up to 200.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And Leighton, any last word before we go? So, because I'm going to push this out.
Just thank you, SYLBOURNE. Thank you to your listeners and your viewers. And we're looking forward to seeing persons. It's an opportunity, as I said, when you have executives, but particularly subject matter experts who are at your disposal, who you can ask these questions that you may not necessarily have access to before. And of course, the idea is, as part of the flyer, it says that you need to build your wealth where your story began. And it's not only your story, but our story. And it's an opportunity now for us to look back and to see how it is that we can achieve, that ultimate dream that many of our ancestors started out with, that, and they inculcated that dream in us of, greater returns by coming to our adopted countries.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for that, Leighton. And ladies and gentlemen, remember the 20th next week, Friday, in Lewisham, not Brixton, because Brixton's always a bit in Lewisham Town Hall. And remember to contact a CBM group 0207-738-6799 or donna.brown, my VM group. You can screenshot it as well. Leighton, thank you so much. Have a great day. And I know you are in the office there. You're not on the internet.
Have a great day, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.